I was surviving, but I wasn't living until I made this one shift. It's the reason I feel more like myself now than I did before the diagnosis. Many women feel like, yeah, I'm alive, but not really living. So if you're still scanning for danger, still waiting for bad news, still hyper aware of every twinge in your body, you're going to want to hear this. The moment that it clicked for me was when I realized I could live in fear or I could reclaim my life as something sacred. Let me share with you what that shift looked like. Saying yes to experiences that brought joy, letting go of constant self-surveillance, like, I don't know, like I was the guard for myself at the same time I was trying to be myself. I was always like, my ego mind was back here watching over me and judging everything I was doing at the same time that my higher self was trying to live. I don't know how to explain it better than that, but I have a feeling that you too probably experience that constant self surveillance. So let go of that. Surrounding myself with people who gave me energy. I'm sure during this whole process, you've noticed that there are people that build your energy up, that you feel so much better after you've interacted with them. You feel energized. And then there are other people, regardless of what your relationship is with them, that when that interaction is over, you just feel drained. So limit your interaction with those people and spend more time focusing on the people that make you feel good, that raise your vibration, that give you more energy. Those are the people that you are more aligned with, the people that really get you. And you feed off each other's energy. So your frequency, your vibration is raised all during that interaction to the point where when the interaction is over, you leave feeling so much better than you did when you started the conversation or seeing each other or whatever the interaction is. Hang out with those people more, focusing on what I was creating, not what I feared losing. It's flipping that script. Cancer is all about loss, and it doesn't have to be. You decide what you focus on, not only through your whole treatment, but certainly after. And the sooner you start focusing on what do I want to create in my life from this point moving forward, you're focused on something positive. You're in that mode of creation rather than coming from a place of fear and overwhelm and loss. So those positive emotions propel you forward into a much better place than those negative emotions, which can't take you anywhere at all except down. So focus on creating, not loss. And yes, remembering the sense of gratitude that I had every day for the normal things I was still doing during the healing journey, the outpouring of love and support I received, and the joy of small things that really, really matter. All the little things, it's always the little things that end up being the big things, the most important things, the things that we generally, in normal life, would take for granted, maybe not even notice because it's just like, well, yeah, it's always there. No big deal. That's just the way my life is. But once you have this experience and things change, now those little things take on a greater importance. And you want to value those. You want to have that sense of gratitude. This isn't about just positive thinking. It's about building a life that feels worth living. And that is the biggest thing right now, is what do I want my life to look like from this point forward? Because as I've said before, you can't go back. There is no back. Back, there, with this diagnosis, when you hear those words, there's a line drawn in the sand. Old life, new life. And then you can also draw a line in the sand when you get to that point of saying, enough of this. I'm no longer focusing on what's going on with treatments, what could happen. My focus from this moment forward is going to be, what do I choose to look at that's going to help me move through this as quickly and in the best way possible so I can be in the frame of mind of creating what I want my life to look like from this moment forward. And the more you're focused in the future, oh, this is what I want my life to look like, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity now that, whether, for me, it always felt like my life was a deck of cards that the universe just tossed up into the air and said, forget what it looked like before because it is never going to look like that again. And it was up to me how many of those cards I picked back up, the order I put them in, the ones I left on the ground behind me that I didn't want anymore, and what I created from a blank slate also moving forward. The future is completely open for you to create anything your heart desires. This experience is your permission slip to say, I went through something life-changing, and I made some decisions about what I want my life to look like from this point going forward. And this is what I'm going to do. This is what I choose to focus on. This is what I choose to create. You can do that. You deserve it. In fact, you owe it to yourself to take full advantage of this situation you find yourself in now. To do whatever you want, whatever makes your heart sing, whatever you feel called to do. You now have permission to create that for yourself. Okay? So, what's one small mindset shift that made a big difference in your life? Because this isn't just about positive thinking, it's about building a life that feels worth living. And if you're just starting on your journey or still in treatment, go back to the first video in this series. It's where I share the energy drain I wish I'd known about.